Well, hey y'all, I'm in the middle of having to change out this table saw blade. Notice that I don't have it plugged up. And I got my 2 wrenches. They're gonna fit inside, so I can take this blade off and put the new blade on. So you start off with putting 1 wrench on this side. And it's supposed to lock. By the way, it's got a slight curvature, and the curvature goes to the outside. Alright. Glasses. Now again, you have to do this, and so it curves to the outside or lock into the blade. And also, I raised the blade up all the way. Now, it's a matter of giving this and keeping my hands up high and just loosen her a little bit. Alright. Now I'm going to take it off. So I've loosened so I can remove this by hand. I'm going to try to hang on to it because if it drops down below in the sawdust, it's hard to find. I had to go get the magnet on the stick to be able to find it and all that sawdust down below. So, and keeping a hand on that nut. Believe me, I've dropped them in sawdust many times. Alright. So now I've got, alright, I got this nut and I got that sleeve. Right there, got that sleeve, that nut. All right. And I'm going to remove the old blade, okay? And this was only a 40, so in other words, it's got 40 teeth, all right? Which is not going to be a real clean cut. So let me run around here. This is a 10-inch table saw, okay? So I got 10-inch and a 60 tooth. It has 60 teeth around it. They're carbide, right? Always go according to what the directions say on the arrow. So that means the face is out. Alright, there's a little guard down below that I'm making sure that I got it on. Okay, again, I'm putting the nut in, hanging on to it, and grabbing. Well, I'm sorry, that was the washer. This is the nut. It just takes a bit to get started. And there in the world where maybe somebody that's watching that knows a little bit something about saws, I did mess up. I put the blade going the wrong direction. So got to go this direction with the writing to the inside. So I messed up big time bad when I was getting ready to rip a small piece. It's got to plug a hole near the door. I realized I have done this backwards. With the blade on the right, going the right way, I've got it plugged up. I need to cut this right here at 5/8. So I've got to set up 5/8. I lowered my blade down. I just barely want to be at the top of this material. Here we go. Right. That's all it was. Just a quick little cut. Now I'm going to cut it length. So that's actually all I need. It's a little piece. By the way, this is poplar, not some kind of hardwood. It looks like it's stained hardwood, but it's poplar. You can tell by the green. Normally, when you're talking about board and batten, you actually do a board. And the little pieces you see right here are called the batten. All right, goes around the corner. So we got board and batten. All right, so because the price of lumber has gotten outrageous and I'm not willing to pay, this is the most inexpensive that we could get, is 3/8 inch Luan board. So that's what we're using to go on the side, and then I'll do my batten. All right, we do have our floodlights for tonight, okay, and we've got our 8-foot 8-foot LED, double LED light that will light this whole thing up. Now it's a little disorganized, but we got the cabinets up. Got, of course, a window installed. And then we'll have pegboard on that wall, and back there. Now, we'll just have like leftover Luan board on that wall. We will not insulate this wall or this wall and that wall. Reason is when you're putting up pegboard, the insulation will get in the way. So we got our metal roof up, storage is up. So now it's just a matter of making a measurement for here. And I'm going to cut out with a circular saw that dimension right there so I can put in place with Paslow finish nails. I'm just making some measurements so I know where this piece goes, and I'll go along there at 4 feet because a piece of Luan is 4 feet wide. Writing down the measurement on the wall so I can see it. And then this is 12 7/8. Alright, so I'm going to have an L shape that's 12 7/8. Let's cut it. Alright, since I'm working by myself, I have to have a little helper. And I built this little helper just to hold this Luan board up while I cut across here. Although this is actually, notice I'm keeping my finger off the trigger. This is a skill saw. Most people call these skill saws, but these guys are the first manufacturers say, okay, let's put a motor and a blade, and it's a skill saw. They're really circular saws. Now we're going to cut the other direction. Although my battery died, both of them, and I could not show you the process of what I did, but this is our version of board and batten. Now, it's a Luan board that we just took pine, ripped them down in half. The bottom is cut at 22.5 degrees for water flow, and just, outlined around. And so we did mostly 16 on center. 16 on center for the battens. So the battens are the pine one, Luan would be the board one. But this is what it looks like on one side. Still got to go around that side and the other side and back. So I'm setting up tonight for the guys. We only have 2 more sessions with the Carpenters for Christ 101, and they're going to make cutting boards that they can take home later. Another day at the little house working on the shop shed, and I've got a mouthful of food. But anyway, the best talker on this planet is doing an unreal job because this morning Christopher's helping us, and we have created some interesting scenario for her on her caulking. All kind of little places she's going to have to fill up. So anyway, we're on this side, and we've already started the top part, and it was real interesting determining the angles. We came down 20 inches, came over 64, and from there you can determine what your top angle is. And so now we actually had to rip these pieces down to 1/2 inch to be able to get them in between the seal and Luan board. So we're about to take lunch, and then we'll be back at it. Jane is caulking now this side, so we now have 2 completed sides, and we're working on the back side and the white door side. So she has caulked this much. The whole point of all this caulking is to keep water out.